Should you get a Fender Player Telecaster?
Yep. See you later.
Yeah, thanks for watching. No, you really should though.
Yep.
So 550 quid.
Was yours the same price?
Yeah, I think I paid about 500. I didn't get a discount. It was from Guitar and Keyboard Centre. I think it was about 500. They've gone up.
Yeah, mine. I think mine was like 549 or whatever it was, 550.
So it looks like the same tuners. They've both got the same skunk stripe. Mine's got a better fretboard.
No.
The correct dark
Mine's got
wood.
a nice shiny maple fretboard. It's beautiful.
Both
the same radius, right?
Want to plug?
9.5.
I think so. Yeah, 9.5.
Yeah.
Alnico 5 pickups. I don't know what yours are.
Yeah, probably the same.
Your humbucker's split.
I win.
Yours is metallic, which looks cool. Yours has a gut cut, which mine doesn't, and that makes such a difference for me. That's the biggest difference, apart from the humbuckers, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, it is comfortable.
What's your favourite guitar? Is it that? Or is it
Yeah.
a Chapman? Is it a Chapman Telecaster? And
I'd
if
say,
it is your Chapman, which is probably it's 600 quid.
yeah,
It would just for reference, it's a Chapman ML3 Stormburst. It's about 600 quid. These are about 550. So if you do prefer the Chapman,
I wouldn't
why?
say I prefer it necessarily because I wouldn't pick one over the other. There's something about a Fender Telly that is. It's just.
With
I
the
feel
main
right
telly.
as soon as I play it. I'll be playing the Chapman and I'll be thinking this is so nice. The neck is the nicest neck I've played on anything. I think.
12-inch radius or 14-inch radius?
I think it's 12.
It's also got fancy Seymour Duncans.
Yeah, it's
Pegasus,
the Pegasus Sentient set.
flange.
Yeah, but the
Battenberg or
fit
something.
again, like I said before, on pretty much every video I talk about, the neck, the feel of the neck is a massive thing for me.
I remember that when I
And
put a Chappie. Yeah.
that Chapman, it's got the roll fingerboards, ebony fretboard, which is probably my favourite type of fretboard. And I don't even know if that makes a difference to the way it feels. There's something about it that I
comes
really
with
love.
more exciting stuff, doesn't it? So it's a
Yeah.
Stormburst body. This isn't about. It's just a similar price guitar, so it's a bit of an idea.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the thing is if Fender went off piste and did that, people go, "I'm not buying that. It's not how Fender should be." Now they must be thinking, "Wow, but we try all this stuff, but we have to produce the same solid colour, same sort of line. We can't deviate like Gibson. They start trying to do something, and everyone gets the hump."
This to me sort of seems like a classy guitar.
I think
don't
they are.
know why, but when it comes to this neck, the fingerboard's not rolled.
Do you want
not-
to swap a second?
Yeah, it's not sharp, but it's not rolled. And
Feels
when you
very similar.
compare
The
that,
neck feels nicer than mine. Do you think?
it's,
This feels different.
yeah, no, I think the neck's fairly similar. I mean,
Yours is nicer to play than mine. Tell you what,
I think
this
your
this
frets
carve makes it
seems slightly sharper.
Yeah, they are sharp.
Yeah, but they're not round, like really rounded, and the fretboard isn't rounded at all. Which, again, it's not an uncomfortable thing, but when you compare it to something like the Chapman, where it is all rolled, it's just so nice.
Metallic. This is really nice.
Yeah, I love it. Every time I sit there playing the Chapman, like I say, I'll play that. I think this is probably a nice guitar, and then I'll play that, and I'm like, I love this too. I wouldn't ever replace this. with
No,
anything.
I'll buy it off you.
No, I wouldn't. I haven't played one of the American Pro ones, but I don't know why I'd ever want to upgrade from that to that, from that to that.
Yeah, I was looking at them the other day, and I do think we should go to a music shop and try one. But
Yeah,
how is
definitely.
it twice the price? Because I swear, and actually I mentioned this before because one of my subscribers commented and agreed. Telecasters were about 500 or 600 quid a few years ago. And I know there's inflation, that's a thing, and I know supply and demand, everyone's gone back into Telecasters, which is why the price has gone higher. But these guitars are the easy. If you want to start making guitars, you go, well, I'll start with a Telecaster because anyone can make a Telecaster.
Especially the one,
No,
no
it's a
carves,
slab.
slab body.
There's nothing. It's Lego as well. So if you ruin the neck, you can put another. It's not like you make a Gibson and you ruin any part of it. You have to throw the whole thing away. It's not a glued-in neck, and that's why I find the American range offensively expensive.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, basically double the price.
yeah.
For what?
Well, you get a hard case.
Is the wood different? Not that I think it matters, but
Yeah, just
is it
so-
different just to make it
Well, I think they're made of one or two pieces of timber. And these may be made out of 2 or 3 or maybe more.
Which you're never going to see because it's one colour.
Yeah, and it's a solid colour. And no people go, well, you hear that glue joint, it changes the sound.
Mm-hmm.
So people will say that glue joint changes the sound, but I disagree. I've done videos on tone, and it's inaudible, these sort of differences. I mean, it's just lies.
They're just wrong.
And when people say, oh, if it's got a glue joint, it ruins tone. Les Paul, how many glue joints does that mean? There's glue over the whole thing. It's got a maple cap.
Prove it's got a glue joint.
Light's gone out again. Can I take your pickups out?
No.
I could sand off the back.
No. Prove it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if there's a glue joint. No one cares.
No.
So the fact that is one of the differences. You get a hard case, but you can buy a good quality hard case for what, 100 quid?
I wouldn't buy a guitar that was more expensive than another one that I liked just because it's got a hard case. Like, I just don't care.
You pay $5.50 and buy a hard case for 100.
I bought a PRS SE something or other ages ago. I've sold that now. 245, I think. Yeah. Sold that now, but I've still got the case. It's one of the best cases I've ever had, and it's one of the soft-ish cases, gig bag, I suppose they're called. But yeah, that would always protect your guitar. I mean, you can't throw it around, but
yeah, I do think you need
just look after your guitars.
Well, there is that, and a lot of people will buy it to hang it on a wall and never take it anywhere in a hard case unless they move house.
It was handy when we were doing our little tour around southern England with the Taylors, because they both had hard cases, so you could just lob them in the back of the car.
I think, yeah, it's definitely good for touring. Although I'd say it's less important on a neck that isn't an angled headstock or an angled neck, because you're not going to. I mean, I would just drop this on the floor. I might grab a square and drop it on the floor, but the neck won't break. Whereas if you do it with the Gibson,
yeah, that's the thing I always worry about. Like,
so there isn't the argument for the hard case as much. So,
no.
I mean, you could buy this and still have change.
Yeah,
you could probably buy this and a hard case for the price of a US one.
So if you really can't decide between a Pal Faro fretboard or a maple fretboard, just get them both.
Get them both. Get one with buckers, one with single coils, and it's cheaper than the American one.
Yeah, and you got more options.
Yeah.
But with this, like you said before, with the split coil, it's quite a nice split sound as well. So.
Oh, it's on. Can you pass me a pick, please? Oh, I'll split it. Oh, it does sound good.
You have to.
I should stop playing the same song in every. Sounds really good. Yeah. Love a humbucker. Although that does sound really good. That suits that.
And these are the stock pickups from whatever the player.
Stock pickups, they're stock pickups. It's actually got a 5-way switch. I've done some fancy stuff, video on that.
Yeah, that's not been modded at all.
No, this is completely stock.
The only thing's the scratch plate, which was white. I changed it to black.
I think they're amazing guitar. I wish mine had this carve. This just sits.
Yeah,
I was a Strat player.
I would say it's not massively uncomfortable, but it is noticeable after a while when you're sitting with it. It feels like the guitar's out here instead.
That inch, but it changes the angle of the guitar, which this feels so nice. It's the gut cut I like, not the arm contour.
And sorry to go back to the Chapman again, but the Chapman's also got the arm contour like your Esquire, and it made it feel extra special and smooth and comfortable with the neck as well. So
yeah,
again, I'd say the Chapman is my favourite, most comfortable guitar.
Favourite, most comfortable.
Yeah, but this is special. I think the Player Series Fender Telecasters are massively worth the money.
Oh, what a bargain!
Yeah,
I think they're really
I don't
hard
think
to
you'd
get
ever need to get an American one, and that's half the price. Especially the humbucker one so you got split coils as well. You're never going to get
really nice split coil sound.
It's not a proper single coil sound, whatever. But
who cares?
You get versatility with that. For
That's the thing.
Quid,
I had a comment on the channel the other day about it was that 5-way switch. So the 5-way switch turns these into a humbucker,
which is
one of the
cool
positions. And the guy said, "Well, I'll just reach with my Les Paul and play that." I'm like, "Well,
halfway through a song."
Well, I know you can change guitar, but you don't have to. And if you can only afford one guitar, it means you don't have to. That's the whole point of the video. It's not, oh, this guitar, you know, it's not replacing a Les Paul.
Yeah. Which is why I love that so much, because
it just means
I can play a single coil-ish sound without
does the
having a
split sound as good as single coils? It sounds different.
Subjective.
I'd say it's subjective. In fact, this sounds really nice. I would have no problems thinking I need a single coil sound. I'll split these and use that on a studio track.
Yeah.
I'd have no problems with that at all. And equally, I could put that on the humbucker setting and go, I can't be bothered to get a guitar off the wall. You know, in this instance. But if you took that to a studio, you'd get a humbucker sound. I think this is more versatile because the humbucker sound would be just one combination, whereas you've got two humbuckers that you could split, so it's just more versatile. If you went to a studio and you went, I'm going to take one guitar to the studio, or do a gig and there's that song that needs the single coil sound, and you're half cut and you're playing, you think, can I be bothered to change to a single coil guitar for this song? Or, there we go. Right, I'll carry on.
Yeah.
I mean, how much easier is that than going, all right, I've got to unplug this, mute everything so it doesn't deafen everyone, make sure another guitar's still in tune if you don't have a tech. There we go.
I think if you're lucky enough that you can have multiple guitars,
I can't.
Then it's irrelevant. You could do what you like. You can play what you like when you like. But if you want a really good guitar, regardless if you want the versatility or not, that's a great guitar. This is a great guitar. But
the value
for the money, it is probably.
There are no problems with it. Are there any problems with yours at all? At $550, did you have to do anything?
No. Oh, saying that actually, there's nothing wrong with it. The only other thing that I changed was the string tree. I think that was the little metal
that's a black
wiggly thing, which is a bit crap.
How random? Why not chrome?
I just like the black one.
Doesn't match the machine heads.
No, it matches the walnut plug and the black scratch.
No, walnut colour. I hate it. Take it away. Don't want to look anymore. Yeah.
But for me, it's.
That's what's good about these. You can buy them and go, what do I need to change? Nothing. Alnica 5s. Not that people get excited about that. Whereas even if there were ceramic pickups,
a lot of people like Alnica too. Those.
Oh, people go on about whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, forums full of rubbish.
You're never going to get everyone agreeing with the same.
Ceramic
thing.
pickups sound great. Get a good set of ceramic pickups, like my ones that aren't down there, that were down there. Brilliant ceramic pickups. Just it's.
I don't think you can go wrong with the Player Series. I think there's
really
a lot
good.
of great reviews for that particular run, and
well, every time I call up a music shop, which I do a lot, I mean Anderton's Guitar and the Keyboard Centre. Was it Gearful Music or PMT Online? One of those two. The Fender Player Series is the most popular. The Strats and Tellys, Fender Player Strats and Tellys are the most popular guitars.
Yeah, I remember when we were having a little jam a few months ago, and I'm not like the best guitar player in the world or anything, but we were just playing along. And at one point, I literally looked down because I thought I wasn't playing it. I thought it was someone else. It sounded so good.
Are you okay?
There was a few seconds where I was like, oh, that sounds wicked. Someone else just joined in. And it was that. I think it is to do
when
with...
the LSD hits.
Yeah. But it's just such a great sound. And it looks wicked as well. So.
I mean, the thing is, even though this isn't my guitar, if I was doing a gig and you're like, do you want to play this? I'll go, okay, yeah. I could just go on stage and this... With a Telecaster, I'd more at home with something like this, even though I'm not a Telecaster player, I'm more Strat or Les Paul. I could pick this up, go on stage and be like... Equally, a studio session. If we went to a studio session and I couldn't be bothered to reach for another guitar, or I'd forgotten my guitar or something, or you just said, my guitar's in the studio, we'll do it all on this, I'd be like, you know what? There's my single coil sound for the night. Does it matter that it's not a real single coil? No, it sounds great. 550 quid, does it matter that it doesn't have a hard case? You probably can't hear the hard case in a recording. It's brilliant. 22 frets, like the American ones.
Yeah.
Which you don't get on the Squires. That's probably the only difference between this and the Squire.
Yeah.
But you can't go wrong with these.
No. And I think...
Really can't go wrong with them.
Yeah. I just don't know why you'd... again, I think we'd have to play the proper American ones to be able to completely say one way or the other. But I don't understand what they could do extra to warrant doubling that price. Because the neck's not going to feel much better unless it's got a rolled edge, which doesn't cost 600 quid.
I could roll the edges of it.
The pickups, again, subjective, but they're great. I don't play that and think, oh, I'm missing something from this sound. So I can't imagine spending £600 on an upgrade for that. You could buy Goto tuners or Grover tuners or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
But
these are
they've been,
wicked, yeah.
They've been perfect anyway.
They're probably the same off the
There's
US Fenders, I don't know. But
I just can't see what you'd do to spend another £600 on that.
to be honest, apart from the hard case, I know it's got different pickups, but my feelings on pickups are when you're at a level where they're made properly, there are different sounds, not different qualities. If you've made a pickup properly, there are ways of making it sound different, but you can't go, that one sounds better than that one. But for what?
But I've never seen a set of pickups cost more than
200 quid?
Yeah, three
you
max.
Can get some silly ones. Yeah,
So-
200 or 300 quid. Even three's offensive.
So you could buy that, and then you could buy the most expensive pickups you wanted,
and a hard case.
and a hard case, and it'd still be cheaper than buying the American one, which...
You could buy this, a hard case, new pickups, pay someone to fit them, and buy a Squire,
Yeah.
and lunch.
Yeah, I just don't know why you'd get anything other than this.
I
when it
nearly
comes
bought a
to-
humbucker version, and then I realised I've got a... Although you've got 15 different Telecasters of different makes with two
No,
humbuckers.
I've only got
17.
no, I've only got 2 tellies.
Really?
Yeah, that and the Chapman.
That's why I haven't bought one of these, because I've got a Chapman ML2 with 2 humbuckers. I came really close.
This is the biggest problem when I do like getting different guitars, different types of guitars.
Colours.
But they all seem to have humbuckers. I don't have any
It's
single
the
coils.
right choice, that's why.
Yeah, but they are... Okay, the Chapman I won, so that was a bit of a different thing, but I really wanted that guitar. I was going to buy it, so that would have been another double humbuckers. But then that's my only set of Seymour Duncans, so that's a reason to have it. That's got double humbuckers.
Brilliant.
The TV yellow Les Paul.
Oh, I love that guitar.
That's a P90, so...
I was going to say, is it P90s?
Yeah.
I love that guitar.
That's why I brought it again, because I want you to play it again.
Oh, it's here?
Yeah.
What have you brought today, then?
That.
Well, I know this. Oh, really?
The Benton and the yellow.
Your Harley Benton. We should do Harley Benton versus a Les Paul.
But I've been playing it again, the TV yellow one, and it's such a nice guitar to play. I think you need to play it because the
Right,
P90
not going
sounds
to.
wicked.
Yeah, versus Harold.
Again, off topic. But
So, should you buy a Fender Player Telecaster?
yes.
You should. Well, if you're thinking of getting one, get one. If you've already got one, if you've already got one,
So if you now that you've got this,
I'd
and
buy
you've
this
played-
one.
Yeah, I was going to say, would you buy that one because that one is
Humbuckers.
great, or because you get the versatility? So because this single coil setup
They're really nice sounding single
sounds
coils.
single
However,
coily
that sounds
as good,
as good.
or
And
not,
this,
not necessarily quite as good, but enough when you've got the versatility of the
Yeah.
humbucker. Yeah, okay.
I know I could whack humbuckers in that, but that's my only. I know I've got Strats. Don't want to play a Strat. That's my single coil guitar for the studio.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't get rid of that.
No, I really like
That's
that.
like my.
If
one
I
single
bought
coil
this,
sound.
I would not be disappointed at all.
Well, unless you played this, in which case you'd go, well, they've done a real good job
Yeah.
on this. This is.
I'm good at picking out a good guitar though.
You are actually. I prefer your selection of guitars to mine, and I've got about 100 more than
But you can get that with a Pal Fero fretboard as well, which
is the correct choice.
No, I got this because I didn't have any maple ones, and I really liked everything about it, so I just bought that. So yeah, it was.
I've got 2 maple
right
necks,
choice.
haven't I? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only maple neck guitar I've got.
I love this guitar. I think it's really good. That if I snapped a string in the studio, if we're doing a rehearsal and I snapped a string, rather than playing the Jim Root Squire, which weighs more than my car, it's just fine. I'd rather play this. It's just the weight's nicer, and I don't know if it's just Jim Root not have a tone control. I can't remember. There's something. It weighs a lot, not an offensive amount, but
Yeah,
This
I know
just-
the differences.
I'd rather this than a Jim Root
Yeah, I would. Yeah, like I say,
EMGs.
I mean, there's plenty more guitars that I could and should play, but I will never get rid of this guitar. I can guarantee you that
Nah,
right now.
you want to sell it? I'll buy it off you. This is
I will
really
have this
nice.
guitar forever, unless I break the neck in half.
Did you always like Telecasters?
No, they used to look disgusting. They were the worst looking guitars I've ever seen.
Completely agree. Used to hate them.
So
Mainly
weird.
the headstock. I was like, why have they done that?
Mine was the body. It just looked wrong.
Yeah, the scratch plate. I was like, that's terrible. Now, I could have every colour Telecaster, and that still
Yeah.
wouldn't be enough Telecasters.
This is the problem: is that
And I
the
don't- I
more I
prefer
see
Gibsons.
tellies, the more I think, oh, I
Need
want
a
a
blue one.
butterscotch one now. I've got a blue one. I want to get one of the ones with a burst on, like that. This is the only reason why I'd want to get that. The American telly is that what's it called? Dark Knight. It's like the reverse. It's like a blue
you sent a
burst
picture
on
of it,
black.
yeah.
That is such a nice looking guitar, but I couldn't pay £1,200 for a paint job.
Get a player. I'll tell you what. Get a Squire Affinity and pay someone to do a paint job on it.
Yeah. So that's what, but there are some Affinities that have got really nice colours and selections. I've nearly bought some Affinities as well, but I thought...
Some.
Well, yeah, more than one. But I thought I'm not going to play that over that, so it needs to be something different. So it would be a single coil or a single pickup, single coil, possibly a humbucker.
Buy a Fender Player. Get someone to spray it.
Yeah, you could easily. Yeah, that's an option.
Then you're done. Then it's a proper full fat, pro guitar.
If you want something really different, get one of them. Get someone to spray it. Stick a new pickup in it that you really want.
Wouldn't even bother with the pickups.
I wouldn't bother, but if you're
People
someone
love
who
doing it,
wants to, you can stick anything in this, and it's still going to be
Lipstick
less than the
pickups.
American version. Yeah, don't do that. Don't put lipstick in it.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thanks for watching. It's been an honour.
Buy a player.
Buy a player. Buy two. You should buy two. If you're thinking, should I get a player or an American one?
Yeah.
Don't buy one of each.
Do that. Yeah, I would do that. That is 100% fact. If you think about getting the American Telecaster, don't bother. Get two of the Player Series, one with humbuckers, one with single coils. Job done. See you later.
And we expect a thank you comment in the description, in the comments.
Yep.
We expect a thank you in the comments for that advice.
And the description.
And the description, yeah.